Today I want to see whether it takes longer to deploy infrastructure using Tuono's platform, the public cloud, or whether it takes longer to make French press coffee. So I've got some coffee here. We're going to kick it off and see which one takes longer. I'm going to get started by logging into the Tuono portal. This is the first time I've logged into the portal with this account. We also have an empty AWS account and an empty Azure account. So there's nothing that's been set up and configured in this environment yet. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and load my credentials into this environment. For this, I'm going to use a set of AWS credentials. We'll go ahead and add those in. We'll call them demo AWS. We'll put the access key in. We'll grab the secret, paste that in, set it to be static, and don't save those credentials into my password file. There's my AWS credentials. Now I'll go ahead and add a set for Azure. So name those demo Azure. Grab the subscription ID. I'm going to go ahead and set these to be not visible so that I'm not showing all my IDs here. Grab the tenant ID, application ID, and the secret for this. Do not save that into my 1Password setup either. So now I have AWS and Azure credentials loaded, stored in a backend environment that's a dedicated vault to my account. We're going to create two things here. We'll have a demo AWS environment. The first thing we want to do is set that to use the AWS venue and our AWS credentials. And then we'll add our sample blueprint in. So this is a blueprint that comes with every environment preloaded. So as soon as you log into our portal, it's a tutorial that's there for you to use. Add my SSH key into this variable, and then let's hit apply. That'll start applying into AWS. I'll add an environment here also for Azure. In this case, we'll go ahead and we'll set the venue to Azure. We'll set the credentials to use our Azure credentials. And then go ahead and add a blueprint into this environment. We'll grab that same blueprint, add my key into that, and hit apply on that as well. So far, we have logged into a brand new Tuono portal account. We have loaded a set of AWS credentials, loaded a set of Azure credentials. We've stored those credentials in a secure vault that is dedicated to my company, in this case, just a demo organization. We've taken the Tuono tutorial blueprint and we've brought it in to a demo Azure environment and a demo AWS environment. And now we're applying those two blueprints into the live cloud environments. Now I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through a couple minutes of brewing time and cloud build-out time. While that's finishing up, we'll jump over and take a look at the blueprint. This is the tutorial blueprint that we're creating, and this sets up a specific region, builds a couple networks, defines security policy for those networks, defines an image that we're going to use, pull that from AWS and Azure, build an instance with 2 cores, 4 gig of memory, assign some disk to it, some IP addresses, That's what we're building in both AWS and Azure as part of this run. And we can see here they're both just about complete. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through about another minute of brew time here. If we go look at our AWS environment, we can see that that job was successful. It's been fully applied, prepare, preview, and execute. If we go back, we'll check on the status of our Azure job. That one's just in the last step here. So as soon as that's finished, we'll be able to go check both of them in the public cloud. I'm going to accelerate through the last minute of build out here. Azure's done. Let's go ahead and pull up the EC2 console, do a refresh here. We can see our instance, the volumes we created, key pairs, etc. If we go ahead and jump into Azure and do a refresh here, we see that we've created our data, our network, our logging device, and with that, we're done. That was 0 to cloud in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. We signed up for the Tuono platform, added cloud credentials for AWS and Azure, created infrastructure in both AWS and Azure from a single cloud agnostic blueprint. And if I fast forward through the plunge, I'm done just in time for coffee.